Friday night, you had your wine.
Yeah.
You're up to your fourth slice of challah with dip and fish. You pack it on your soup. What for? You're ignoring your body is telling you there's no more place.
Yeah.
Hyperbaric oxygen is done in a chamber. It's a big room that's welded and strong that cannot explode. Gets pressurized, and all of a sudden, all your worries and all your dagas and all your pressure in your head disappears. An athlete, okay?
Yeah.
It's like these big people, okay? They're all in chambers every day. They treat soldiers and those who suffered went through October 7th with hyperbaric oxygen. People who are coming off, let's say they stop weed or stop drinking or whatever, it helps with withdrawal that they should be able to cope.
What kind of stuff you're treating over there? Who is your client? Okay, my guest today helps people with hyperbaric oxygen therapy. In short, it's called HBOT.
That's correct.
It's a treatment that focuses on delivering oxygen to the brain on a level that most of us don't understand. We just don't understand what this is all about. We never experienced it. We're here to understand all of it and ask a bunch of questions. His name is Asher Berko.
That's right.
Good. Welcome to The Struggle.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. Before we start, we know when the body is struggling, when someone has a problem with their body, the mind often cannot find peace. And the same works. If the mind is not okay, there's messages from the body. So we know that you have a clinic here in Rockland County.
That's right.
That offers hyperbaric therapy. I want you to explain what this is. What is HBOT? We're going to call it HBOT. We're going to use the word HBOT. So for the people who don't know, I don't know, what is hyperbaric
Most people
therapy?
don't know.
Yeah. Like, how did you get involved in it?
During COVID, I sold a lot of tests and I got into the whole medical field. And after a while, I said, I like this field, so I want to stay in it because I love helping people. This is what I do all day. So let me do something. Let me do something with it. So I was looking into urgent cares and different ways how I can open up something to help people. And I decided to open up a laboratory.
For?
Checking blood work, urine,
Like Quest and all these other ones.
Just a regular laboratory because it's not very saturated. It's hard to open. So you give me a challenge, something that's hard.
Right.
I'll get into it. So I started it. And, in the beginning when when there was still COVID, we did a bunch of COVID testing. And then I wanted to go into something specific. So again, I looked for something hard. One of the things that's hard to find in the blood is Lyme disease. Lyme disease is a like a parent name of a bunch of little diseases that you can get when a tick bites you. It's 11, 12 different diseases. I can rattle off the names, but for most people, it's not Nagaya. It doesn't make a big difference. But when I started doing that, those in the medical field saw that this guy is doing something that most people say that you can't do. There's only a handful of labs in the entire country that do it.
Yeah.
So I was at a wedding one night, at my friend's wedding, and I was talking to this manager of ODA from Williamsburg, and we're just talking about random things, and somebody comes over and tells him something, and this somebody, his name is Shalom Pichas Halpern, and he was struggling with his son with Lyme disease and couldn't heal him and tried medication and vitamins or whatever, and the kid wasn't going to hide it. It was like getting worse and worse and worse. And he found a clinic in Manchester run by Sarah Daffner, name is Oxychai, and she gives hyperbaric oxygen l'shem mitzvah. Literally charges for a coiling amount 35 pounds a session, and somebody that works and could afford it, 85 pounds a session. Like mamash l'shem mitzvah. She raised money to build the chambers. It's a lot of money. It's $1 million plus
just the facility.
Just to have the right equipment. You can buy junk in China. You can buy toys anywhere.
Right.
It's not safe, but you could buy it.
Yeah.
So he went there. He literally moved to Manchester for 2 months. Why? Because you do it every day, 5 days a week, 2 days break, 5 days a week. So if you're doing 40 sessions, it's over 2 months, it's 8 weeks. He moved there, he did it. Son, Machaya, back to yeshiva. One of the first phone calls that he made, like after a week or two, being there, Mommy, I could fall asleep at night. So that was that. So what is it? What is it? How did it come about? Is it a new technology? And the answer is, it's been around for 40, 50 years, even more. People know about bends. People know that when the Brooklyn Bridge was built, a lot of the engineers and the biggest engineer that made the Brooklyn Bridge died from bends, because when you dive underwater, there's more pressure. Okay? Just to get into the technical, so I just rattle off some numbers. When you walk at sea level, it's 14.7 psi. That's normal pressure. Mm-hmm. That's a pressure that you feel around yourself. When you start diving underwater, let's call it everything is heavier. And when everything is heavier, and when something heavy squeezes something else, it becomes smaller. Just in the simplest terms to explain it. Yeah. The blood and everything that we breathe in, the molecules of oxygen that we take in, become smaller and smaller and smaller. The nitrogen becomes smaller. If we come up fast, it's the same way as if you're opening up a seltzer bottle and all the bubbles want to come out and it becomes big. Right. People can die from that. Mm-hmm. People die from that all the time. Mm. So in order to be able to save those people who go diving down underwater and they come up, if they have to come up fast, if they can't come up slow, the doctors came up with a crazy idea. They'll recreate the same type of pressure that you're experiencing underwater, and then slowly release it so the body can get used to it and the bubbles don't become big fast, and you can process it and get rid of it. Mm-hmm. How do you do it? You do it with air. You take a suite, a chamber, a bag, a very strong material that can't explode. You force into that air, clean medical air. I'm not talking about oxygen yet, just air. Forcing it in, so the pressure inside the chamber, in that suite, in that bag, is just the same as if you're underwater. And then you can slowly release the air and the person gets used to it slowly and can come back to regular pressure that's on the atmosphere, that's at sea level. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Now, this was done 300 years ago when they didn't know what they're doing. Now, as the years go by, more and more tests are coming up and more people are trying it. Therefore, more and more studies are available, and more people start healing. And they realized something very, very crazy, that anybody who was diving underwater and had a wound, a cut, major cut, bacteria, and did hyperbarics, all of a sudden their wound started healing. So the doctor said, 1 minute, something deeper is going on here besides for healing bends. Let's see what else we can do with it. And that's how they started testing it and looking into it.
Making research.
Making research more and more and more. And it works. And it's an actual medical treatment. It's not an alternative treatment. It's not something that has no backing. It's not something that the FDA doesn't approve. It's a real medical treatment that almost every major hospital in the entire country, in the world, every major army has it, the U.S. Army, the Canadian Army, the Israeli Army, every army uses it for many things that need treatment, whether it's diving or whether it's pilots that are flying long long flights and they can't dip down and go back up. Now with the Israeli army with the Israeli war after October 7th, there were a lot of uses and a lot of studies done and still being done in Israel with hyperbarics, especially in PTSD.
Wow. So, and this is natural.
This is natural.
This is natural. This is just
It's
air.
a particle, molecule that's in air.
And there's no side effects.
There's no side effects. The only side effect is that you start healing, and all of a sudden, many problems that you have or had in the past start coming up and start healing. So you have to be ready to heal
whatever was there from before.
Yeah.
But you were saying it's not like the medication today, because a lot of people people are like, when it comes to the medical industry, they're like, pushing too much medication and they're not big fans of it. But this is not the case. You're talking about healthy medical air being forced into the body, and you see mamish miracles from it.
Yes. Now, I'll add something to this, okay? Even good things have to be taken in moderation.
Right.
If you drink a gallon of water in 10 minutes,
it's not the right way to do it.
Not only not the right way, you end up with a lot of problems.
Right.
If you do too much oxygen, there can be problems.
Right. So you really have to know what you're doing.
It has to be done right.
And there's professionals.
Right. And there's also something that's called contraindications. There's certain conditions that a person has that disqualifies them from doing hyperbaric oxygen, whether it's lung issues or there's 3 types of chemos that if a person's on that chemo medication, they can't take it.
So before a client comes to you, they have to go through a evaluation?
Yes. And they have to get cleared by a doctor.
By a doctor before they can take this treatment.
Correct.
Now, what is the process? Like, is there chambers? Like, how is the setup?
So let's
I'm
explain.
talking about the claustrophobic people. What's it?
So let's start what it is. So how is it done? What is it?
Yeah.
And how do we deal with, let's say, a person that has claustrophobia? Hyperbaric oxygen is done in a chamber, in a suite. So I gave you a few before. I mentioned a bag. So there's different ways how to do it. And the idea is that it has to be in a safe way done. So what is it? It's a big room or a small room that's welded and strong, that cannot explode.
Mm-hmm.
And the person goes inside in that chamber. Before they go into the chamber, they have to wear 100% cotton clothing.
Mm-hmm.
For 2 reasons. One, I don't want anybody going into the chamber bringing in dirty clothing. Let's say they have a cold,
germs,
schmutz on their shoes, whatever it is.
So
I don't
you
want to
provide the clothing?
I give them fresh clothing, fresh washed socks, go in with 100% cotton. Second thing is, it's very important, when we're dealing with oxygen doesn't burn. But oxygen makes that everything that could burn should burn much faster and much easier. So let's say when you take a piece of steak and you want to burn it, takes you 7 minutes to burn it on a grill, right?
Yeah.
If you add oxygen to it, I don't know if the number is 7 seconds, but it burns much faster. So oxygen makes everything burn much faster. Mm-hmm. So if chas v'shalom, a spark happens in the chamber, we want that the person should wear, and everything in the chamber should be the least flammable possible, so that they should have the best outcome. So one of the things is that, let's say wool carries static.
Right.
We don't want anything wool. We don't want anything polyester. We don't want anything that can create or generate a spark to be in the chamber. So the person wears 100% cotton, goes into the chamber, comfortable chamber. Now, there's all different types of chambers out there. Let's start with the ones that are not okay. And when I say not okay is, I wouldn't put my father or my sister or myself in there, because there's a risk that it could end not well.
Mm-hmm.
And when it ends not well, it's catastrophic.
What does that mean, and not well?
Catastrophic. Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Burnt.
Mm-hmm.
nothing to bury.
Right. Wow.
We don't want to get to that. Even if it happens 1 in a million.
Right.
You know what I say?
Chance, yeah.
Every day somebody wins the lottery.
Yeah. Yeah.
At $1 lottery, a $50 lottery, don't do it here.
We're not taking chances.
Don't do it here.
Right.
So there are chambers that they sell from China that have a CE approval on it. They could explode. There's plexiglass that is not safe. There's the metals that are not safe. There's the paint that you breathe in when you're under pressure. It goes deep into your cellular level, doesn't come out. Why do you want to do that? I mean, yes, it's $50,000 less or whatever the number is, but you're playing with fire. So I would never recommend or guide or tell someone do it. There's people still out there that do it. So those are the chambers that you shouldn't touch. Yeah. But let's talk about FDA approved chambers.
Right.
Okay. And which means that these chambers are safe. Okay. So the easiest chamber is a chamber made out of steel and has some special windows that are tested that can't explode. There's different types. There's ones you can crawl in. There's ones you can walk in. There's ones that are big enough that you can actually push in a wheelchair or a stretcher. Or there's some chambers that you could sit 12 people in there.
Like a room.
Yeah, like a first class airplane.
Yeah. So let's just say this: what you're saying before is that this is they have this in the hospitals. This is not something that you just came up with, or it's in certain places it's been used. This has been used. If you do it FDA approved, this is in the hospitals. People they use this every.
Good Samaritan, Hayek.
Everybody has it. Okay, so continue.
Okay, so there's the chamber, which is Baruch Hashem, a safe chamber that you go in, you sit down, you make yourself comfortable. There's two ways how we can pressurize chambers. We could pressurize it with medical air, or we could pressurize it with oxygen. Okay? When we pressurize it with medical air, the oxygen that the person is going to breathe has to come through a mask. When we pressurize the chamber with oxygen, you're surrounded by oxygen in your entire body, so everything you breathe is 100% oxygen. Only in the U.S. do we pressurize chambers with oxygen. Mm-hmm. Anywhere else in the entire world, they don't. The U.S. Army doesn't, and I also don't. I pressurize the chamber with air. It's much safer. It's the same results. In a way, for certain conditions, it's better results. So I chose the route of doing it how most of the world does it, and it's much safer.
So every client, every patient has to wear a mask.
Correct. So you go into the chamber. Once they're ready, they're comfortable, they have whatever they need, a pillow, a blanket, bottle of water, some gum, something to read. We close the door and we pressurize the chamber. The actual feeling in the chamber when it gets pressurized, you should come try it.
Yeah.
It's just like you're in an airplane. Stuffy a little bit, the air.
Right.
Ears get clogged.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you feel. You sit there 10, 15 minutes until
But there's motion sickness or no?
No, there's nothing shaking.
No.
Unless a person has issues with their ears. And when we start pressurizing, the ears start clearing. They can feel a little bit dizzy, but it rarely happens. Mamish rarely happens. Gets pressurized, and all of a sudden, all your worries and all your dagas and all your pressure in your head disappears.
That's when it happens. I mean, when a person is inside, the person starts feeling the brain and the body releasing.
You start feeling releasing. Wow. You start feeling. Some people start feeling like when they have root canals and it like pops. Some people start feeling like all of a sudden they can crack their shoulders and their knuckles. Wow. Pain, aches and pains.
This is while this thing is going on.
While this thing is going on, like you could feel a sharp nerve, something. Something is waking up. You could start feeling like a pain here or there that you had 20 years ago. I used to have a pain here. Gone.
How long is this process?
It takes about an hour and a half.
Wow.
Could be a little longer, could be a little less, but it's that's approximately the amount of time. Why does it take an hour and a half? Because it takes about 10, 15 minutes to get to the pressure that we want to get to. And when I say the pressure we want to get to, for every condition, it's a different type of pressure. And we'll talk about that also in a minute. So that takes time. Then once you get to that pressure, that's when you start breathing the oxygen. And sometimes we give you 60 minutes straight oxygen. Sometimes we give you 20 minutes on oxygen, 5 minutes off, 20 minutes on, 5 minutes off. So it depends on what condition, what type of treatment we're trying to do, and what we're trying to wake the body up to do. That's how we do it. You relax, you sleep, you do your thing. Then once you're done, we let the air out. That takes another 10 to 15 minutes till we can come out and the person is back to normal. It's amazing.
So when it sounds crazy,
yeah.
But when a person comes out, is he supposed to see results right away, or this takes time and for whatever results he came for?
So certain things you see right away. Let's say a person is jet lagged.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right away. But most of the conditions takes a day or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 15 or 20. Depends on what the condition is. It depends on what you're trying to heal. If a person is walking around 2 years, 5 years with pain, and they sit an hour and a half and breathe oxygen,
it's not going to solve it in an hour and a half.
It's not going to go away. You have that 5 years.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while until the body can get rid of it.
So you have to come back? Is there a process? Like if someone wants to take like a program and says, you know what, I have too much, whatever, aches and pains, whatever it is.
Whatever, for whatever condition.
What is the amount
it's called a protocol.
Uh-huh.
So just like you take Amoxil for 10 days, your throat hurts.
Yeah.
You take Amoxil for 10 days, 850 milligrams, 875 milligrams in the morning, 875 milligrams at night, 6 hours in between, 10 days, you're rid of it. Yeah? That's a protocol. Same thing with this. The dosage of oxygen is a protocol of what dose you get, how many milligrams you're going to get,
what you need,
how often you're going to get it, how much breaks you're going to get in between, and how we're going to measure how you're doing.
Wow, and the feedback is crazy that you get.
Crazy. I was just, before I came here, I spoke to this lady that did, she's probably up to 15 treatments, let's say. I have to look at the charts. Up to 15 treatments. Not a Hampshire lady, business person going to. Her husband heard from me mention once at work that I do hyperbaric oxygen. He's like, my wife, she's not hearing well. Something's going on with her ears. Do you think you can help her? I was like, tonight.
Wow.
Bring her tonight. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He came 8 o'clock at night. We started the treatments. She had ringing in her ears, tinnitus. It's almost gone. It's light. She can hear music already.
Does she have vertigo?
No. It's called sudden idiopathic hearing loss.
Oh, it's
It's a normal, healthy person. It could be a virus. It could be something. And there's nothing else that works. Sometimes you do steroids and it works, but there's no other treatment for it. And she was telling me that she was like, tinnitus is pretty much gone. The ringing is gone. And she can hear. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing. Having said that, doesn't work for every type of hearing loss. But I have a friend, I was in Williamsburg, calls me up one day. I'm sitting with my daughter. She was born with hearing loss, CMV hearing loss, and she can't hear this and that. I called a Bleibish. A Bleibish said that I should look for a Yiddish doctor. I went to the Yiddish doctor. He mentioned something about oxygen. I remember you said you do oxygen. Do you think it could help? I said, look, she's 7 years old. The protocol is 14 days from when it starts. But I can tell you that I've seen that whoever did treatments and had hearing issues, by about session number 7, they were able to hear. So I told him, do you have the couple shekels to pay for 7 to 10 treatments? And do you have the 2 hours a day for the next 2 weeks to try it? And he said, I'll do everything. I mean, I have to go do an implant.
I have nothing to lose.
I have nothing to lose. So I sent him to Hava in Williamsburg. They also have a chamber. I set him up with a manager there. They should go. He called me, lo and behold, after the 4th treatment. He was in Monsey for Shabbos. His daughter didn't put on the other implant. One implant she had, didn't put on the 2nd implant. Mother called her name, and she was able to answer from the 2nd floor. He was like, hello?
Oh.
It's a Ness.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's hearing. I didn't follow up if she's hearing perfectly, but things move. And on the other hand, I had a patient that came, hearing loss, 2 weeks, did 20 treatments, 0.
Oh. Now, do you take insurance?
I will take insurance
for the process.
Yeah, for the conditions that are covered by insurance. Same things that are accepted in a hospital, we will be able to bill insurance, B'ezrat Hashem, Medicare, Medicaid, and those conditions will be covered. But people have to understand, and this is very important to mention, you can't make up a condition.
Right.
My son can't hear. I hear that.
Yeah.
If he can't hear, we'll test him. Can't hear, we'll get it approved by insurance. We can't tell the insurance that your son can't hear when he has ADHD.
Right. No, it's got to be, if there's an evaluation and
if it's legit, you can
get it.
You can get it. It's into that. Right. But we don't make stories up.
Yeah. Now, as far as this oxygen, let me just understand. Is this breathing? This helps a person breathe better? Does that have anything to do with breathing, forcing this oxygen into? And what are we doing? We're breathing every day. I mean, this is what we do. Everything works with air. So this gives you a double dose. It gives you a second chance. What does it do?
Very simple. Every moment you breathe, okay, you're breathing in on sea level 21% oxygen. Okay, when you go to Yam HaMelech, to the Dead Sea, you're getting more oxygen because you're under pressure there. Every second you breathe in, the lungs separate the oxygen from the air, from the nitrogen, and there's a vein that connects it to the heart, and it connects the oxygen molecules to something that's called red blood cells. Okay, in the blood is made up of a bunch of things. One of the things is the plasma, which is just a regular white liquid or clear liquid that you see. If you ever went to get your blood drawn, there's different tubes. There's a green top and a purple top and a this top. Why? Because every type of tube, the blood gets collected in a different way and then gets separated in a different way. Like if you take the blood that has little white jelly in the bottom of the tube and you spin it a lot, that white little jelly floats up and the water gets separated from the red blood cells. So the red blood cells are tiny little, they're not tiny, they're big creatures. If you look under a microscope, these red blood cells are very big. Oxygen gets stuck to it and they get delivered throughout the body. It's about 1.5 million, 2 million red blood cells get oxygenated every second. Okay? Goes around your body, does what it needs to do, dies off, goes out. Red blood cells. Normal delivery. Okay? Normal breathing. When we pressurize the chamber with air, the oxygen becomes smaller. I'm just so you know what it's called. It's Pascal's law, Henry's law, Dalton's law. These are 3 laws that I'm going to try to simplify in the easiest way possible. Okay. So we should be able to get it. The oxygen becomes much easier absorbed in liquid. Okay? So when we pressurize it and there's so much more oxygen and the body doesn't know what to do with it, it goes into the liquid of the blood, into the plasma of the blood. And therefore, areas that are, let's use a fancy word in English, occluded. So let's call it, the easiest way to explain it is a bottleneck.
Yeah.
Okay? What's a bottleneck? You have a big bottle, and then it becomes smaller on the top, so you should be able to pour it.
Yeah.
But let's say a vein, or let's say an area in the body that gets older or gets an infection or whatever it is that it gets, and becomes occluded, it becomes verstopft, it becomes, there isn't the normal ability for blood to flow. Red blood cells can get through.
Right.
So when we're hyperoxygenating the person and we're forcing in so much more oxygen into the plasma of the blood, then the oxygen can get to the areas that it needs to get to, that it can get to. Why is that important? In order for a person to be able to heal and to regenerate the entire time, we keep on regenerating. Skin, cells, everything we do keeps on regenerating the entire time as we live, right? So in order for that to happen, we need oxygen. Oxygen is the energy, the mitochondria, the ATP. I'm just throwing fancy words, okay? Not necessary for a normal person to get into it, but those are the things that give energy to cells to be able to reproduce, fix, heal, do things, okay? It's one thing that happens. So the oxygen just flows around in the body.
Right.
The next most important thing is something that's called stem cells. We have a bunch of cells, right? Our body is put together. They don't, in Cheder and Yeshiva, they don't teach much of this. They don't teach much about this. These are little Legos that we have, and skin cells are skin cells, tissue is tissue, muscle is muscle, heart is our brain, everything is different types of cells. Hashem put into our system a general master cell. It's called a stem cell.
Yeah.
That stem cell can turn into any cell. And there's ways how it gets done, but that can turn into every cell. As we're born, until we reach age 20, we have a ton of stem cells in our body. That's why we heal faster. That's how we grow. We have a bunch of stem cells. In our reproductive years, which is up to about 40, 45, we still have stem cells, but not that much. Once we're done with our reproduction, stem cells go they go down to almost nothing. But we still have a stash. We still have a system how to recreate stem cells. That's in our bones and our bone marrow. When we do hyperbaric oxygen and we trick the body into thinking that something is harming the body, so it needs to heal, the stem cells start coming out. Let me explain this part, okay? There's a little bit of stem cells that float around in the body. But if, let's say, Chaz v'Shalom, a person gets a cut, the body needs to heal that, it sends the stem cells to that area. The problem is, we can't cut the brain. I mean, we could. You know how to cut the brain?
How?
Asphyxiate it. You don't let it breathe. 4 minutes, dead.
Right.
Problem is that from the first second you stop asphyxiation, it's called hypoxia, where you don't allow oxygen to get to the brain cells start dying. So how do we do something that can't be done?
Right.
This is something that they found out by accident. They found that out. So, very simple. One of the things that I mentioned to you when we started was too much good.
Yeah. It's also
not good.
Yeah.
So when you give a person, let's say, when they're at 2.0, a high dose of pressure, 100% oxygen, for more than 75 minutes, they can get over-oxygenated.
Right.
And they can start convulsing from it. They can get bad results. So what's the trick? Very simple trick. 20 minutes oxygen, 5 minutes off oxygen. 20 minutes on oxygen, 5 minutes off oxygen. Therefore, you can extend the amount of time that the person can breathe oxygen because they have these little breaks. They found when they were doing, so this is like all the studies that they're doing with hyperbaric oxygen, just like there was hyperbaric oxygen 300 years ago and they didn't really know all the benefits, but now they're learning more and more. They found that this HIF factor, HHF, hypoxic-hyproxic paradox, causes that the system should start releasing much more stem cells.
Wow.
Crazy. So why? Because the brain works with in comparison. So if you're giving the brain 100% oxygen for 20 minutes, it's starting to think, okay, this is normal.
Yeah.
Right? Then you drop it to 21% oxygen, normal air. It starts thinking, well, 1 minute, I'm getting hypoxic. I'm not getting enough oxygen. Let me open up all my vessels. Let me start releasing stem cells, healing stuff to heal. And all of a sudden, we created the trigger, the cut, without actually cutting the brain. So in a healthy way, we're triggering the body. We're poking it with a stick that it should start healing. This is the second thing. Third thing is called angiogenesis. It's a Greek word. We're creating new blood vessels. One of the things that happen in the body, let's say when a cycle of a woman ends and she didn't become pregnant, new blood vessels grow and things happen. When a person goes to the gym and they tear muscle and they have to heal, new blood vessels grow. When we do hyperbaric oxygen and the veins feel that they can't get through, new veins get born instead of the area and cross out the occluded area to bring fresh blood to new areas. It's crazy.
Crazy stuff that this is...
So first they thought it only happens in wounds in the feet or in the gut. Then they realized that happens in the brain. They see it on SPECT scan. They see it on MRIs. They see the actual new blood flow into certain areas in the brain.
So that it's not only helping the body, it's helping the brain also.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It's fascinating, and they keep on learning and seeing things that it does. We can go on for hours on the benefits and how it works and what it works. I'm just trying to point out the things that are measurable.
Yeah. Now that's very interesting stuff. Now I know, and the stuff that you're describing is for people who are sick, who have actual body aches and body diseases and problems, or this is for people, there's a lot of people who experience anxiety and they, brain fog, and it's like, how can someone help if this is helping the brain also? So there's a person who just wants to, he wants to be at peace. Is this something for that person as well?
So the answer is yes, and I'll break it down. I'll try to break it down a little bit so we can have the picture. So let's go with a healthy person.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll use the example of what Shai Efrati uses when he evaluates a person. Shai Efrati is one of the leading researchers in Israel that does a lot of research on hyperbarics with regards to anti-aging and brain health. This is his focus. And he has a special way how he does it. But one of the things that he does to evaluate a patient before he accepts him into his program is, what is he talking about? Is he talking about how life used to be, or is he talking about what I still have to accomplish, what I still could do, if a person talks about their past, and it's like, you're not made for my program.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about what you still have to accomplish and what you still could do and all the...
You still have a drive.
You still have a drive? Such a person is welcome to his program. So let's take the easiest person, a CEO of a big company, a race car, a NASCAR racer, or an athlete, okay?
Yeah.
Let's take these big people, okay? They're all in chambers every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
All the big people. Ball players, they're all in chambers. It's healthy. It's not a drug. It's a medicine. They can do it. It helps them heal. It improves their brain. It improves their function.
Right.
They all do it. They all do it. So that's a normal, healthy person. Let's go to the next level. A person that's suffering from brain fog. A person that can't smell since COVID.
Yeah.
Go into the chamber, comes back. Mm-hmm. Comes back. These are healthy, normal people. I'm starting now tomorrow. A father is going to come. He said he wants to do 25 treatment. He's going to be traveling at the end of the winter. So he wants to do 25 treatment block. He's coming and he's bringing he has 2 children that he wants to also give them treatments. One day this child, one day that child, one day this child, one day.
Now, what's his drive? He's a positive guy. He just wants to move on with his life.
This guy owns 5 stores. His father had a stroke, 5-10 years ago. Took his father for hyperbaric, saw what it did to his father. He felt
he wants to do preventive.
Yeah, he wants to feel good. Stress, whatever, release. Wow. He's coming, he's doing it, and his children. He's like, my children can all use it. This one is not growing so well. This one is
He can't hurt. He can't hurt.
Doesn't hurt. He's lebendig and chayded. Why should I give him Ritalin? This is now. If you ask me, Ritalin is much cheaper and easier. Right. Yeah, 18 milligrams of Concerta, and that's it. You're good to go. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But yeah, if you're going the natural way, it works.
What about mood changes?
Every person that does hyperbaric oxygen, and this is anecdotal evidence, happy people. I'm telling you, everybody, whether it's the technicians or the people around it or the people that do it, they're always with a smile, always happy. No. So, I don't know. Take it to the bank.
The proof is in the pudding, is what you said.
Take it. Ich weiß nicht. I don't know if there's studies on it, and I don't think anybody will ever make a study to measure happiness in a person. Right. But it works. Now, let's talk about PTSD.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very, very important to talk about PTSD. In Israel and in the U.S. Army, they treat soldiers and those who suffered 1 through October 7 with hyperbaric oxygen.
Also, or they have therapy also, and a bunch of...
So
is it a tool or is it only this?
So this makes the therapy be able to work much, much better.
Right.
When we go through trauma, when a child is touched inappropriately, abused, certain areas of the brain get turned off. Mm-hmm. Physically. We used to think that PTSD is mental only.
Right.
It's not. It's physical.
Something actually happens to the brain.
Physically happens to the brain. Mm-hmm. It gets turned off. You can see it on scans. It's not something, we used to think it's not like that, but they actually can see it on scans that certain parts of the brain don't work. Wow. When a soldier comes back from war and he experienced things that he shouldn't have experienced, and they start patching their wife and their children and yelling and not being able to go to work and being moody and whatever, something physically changed in their brain. Right. When we do hyperbaric oxygen, this is short, okay? I'm just going short. Yeah. We rewire the brain and we reintroduce oxygen to those areas of the brain and it wakes up. The problem is, if you don't have a therapist ready to help you process what you're reliving, those memories, you can get anxiety, you can get a lot of problems. So you asked me before, is it in conjunction with therapy?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has to be in conjunction with therapy. And this is something that I tell all my patients that come. If you were abused as a child or you think you had any type of trauma as a child, you need to make sure that by session 15 and before, but by session 15, you must have a good relationship with a therapist because you're going to have to deal with it now. Crazy story. Still developing. Mm-hmm. every time I'm involved in fundraising, and I own a high school here in Muncie for good girls that need a second chance. I do a lot of things. So one of the things that I keep on doing is when I post on my status updates about oxygen and this and that. So I don't remember what it was, but one day I posted about oxygen, and somebody asked what it could be for something, whatever, and I responded and I posted then that it's very good for withdrawal. So people who are coming off, let's say they stop weed or stop drinking or whatever, it helps with withdrawal, that they should be able to cope. Get a message from this bucher, what time can I be there tonight? I just stopped and I'm having very hard withdrawal symptoms. I want to do it. He came. Session number 1. Fine. I watched him cry through most of the session. Okay. Session number 2. Comes out of the chamber, and ask him how was it, and he was like, itching. I'm like, can you like opening up his? Can you check what's? And I see these 2 red lines, and like a big red mark on his neck, and I take a picture and I show him.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
And he was like, I didn't tell you, but I had an accident about a year ago. I was driving this motorbike, and I drove into a wire. I could have been decapitated.
Yeah.
I wasn't. This is the exact lines that I had from that accident. Second treatment started coming out.
Wow.
I'm blown away.
Yeah, this is crazy.
This is so. It's just, this is something that started about 2 weeks ago, so it's still developing.
Still developing, yeah.
So Mitzvah Hashem, in a week, in a month from now, I'll be able to tell you how he's doing, and
Right.
This is stuff that comes up all the time. I had a person who had a car accident 20 years ago, didn't remember. Started doing treatments for eczema, and it woke up the area that he had the accident. He started feeling it again. Then after like 10, 15 treatments, it went away. But it healed.
Wow. And I saw you have a list over here. What kind of, aches and pains, like a full list of what kind of stuff you're treating over there? Who is your client? Who is this made for?
So my answer to this question is, in 2 years from now, I'll be able to tell you who most of my clients are. I'm still new.
Right.
Okay, I'm doing this for less than a year in an official setting, 2 years training.
Right.
So I don't know yet who my ideal patient is. So for now, anybody who wants to get the treatment and falls into a protocol that I know has worked in the past for someone, I'll do it.
So what's your recommendation? So let's say if a person has Lyme disease or anything on that list, usually they go to the medical center.
Right.
They go to a doctor and they tell the doctor, I have pain here, there, what do I do? And stuff like that. So what do? They go out, they go home with a prescription.
Right.
So what you're saying is,
Absolutely.
still go to the doctor, do your thing, and I don't know, sometimes medication does what the medication does, but where do you come in? When does he decide that, you know what, I want to try this?
When medication does what medication does, and it does it well, there's no need.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to come do alternative,
Right.
and you get a blessing from a doctor, I'm happy to help you.
Right.
But if you're trying to
saying,
avoid a doctor,
that's for sure not.
don't come to me.
But you're also saying that there are a lot of people who take 12 medications a day, a pill for every something else. One pill does one side effect to the other, and they're never happy. He says, you say, come to me.
Come to me.
Take a look. You have nothing to lose. Try it. And you've seen miracles. You've seen something like for back pain.
Back pain, blown up feet with edema, Lyme disease that on medication and vitamins and whatever, and it's not working.
Right.
working with Avvira,
Yeah.
post-stroke, people that, had a stroke, but they did therapy and they did everything, but still, they're not back. They don't have it. They can't close their eye. They can't this. Since they had the stroke, they had this and that and the other symptom. They come, they feel better.
According to the research of this Shai Afrati, he is saying that there is such a thing as the brain. You can rewire your brain, which means that if a person has some serious injury to the brain or trauma to the brain, you're not stuck with this. That you mean you have to deal with this, and we'll deal with this our entire life. What he's saying is, try this, and it can actually rewire the brain.
Yeah. Not it can, it does.
It does.
It does.
The research shows that it does.
Besides for the research, you actually feel it and experience it. It's crazy. I had a lady that came to me post-radiation. Okay? She had radiation on her brain, messed up. Couldn't walk normally, couldn't see. They came to me because they wanted her to be able. The family came to me because they wanted her to walk better, so they wanted to try it, and I was more than happy to do this treatment. But by the time she was by 20 or 30 sessions, I don't remember the amount, she was able to follow the show that she was watching. Not only hear it, she was able to see it because she regained her eyesight. Wow. It's like mamish waking up parts of the body that haven't been working, and we're regaining that. I mean,
do you see Hashem in this every day?
Every day, nissim niglam, crazy stuff. I mean, take a person that's suffering from migraine for years.
Yeah,
can't fast. Whether it's too hot or to this or to that, they have to pop pills. They come, 10, 15 treatments, they're done.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have to wait so long. I mean, by 5 treatments, they start seeing improvement, but they want to be able to, for it to last.
But it's like you were saying before, and you agree with this Dr. Afrati, that you have to come in with a positive look. So you see, if there's a person who is negative, is in a negative state right now, and nothing is helping, this is also not going to help. You really want your clients to come in. You know how you have to count the money already before you have it?
Yeah. So I'll answer the question. I'm in it to make money and to make up a new.
It's a business.
It's a business. And if it would only be the business, then the answer would be yes. Only positive people can come into my chambers. But I'm not here only for business. I'm here to help people and give people a chance. If I give someone a 20% improvement,
right?
Okay,
so good.
So they're not going to be tanzing Simchas Torah and becoming back to Ingeman again.
But at least there's a little
But he's better. better.
It's the back, the feet.
The back, the feet. He's smiling more. He can look into a cipher. Whatever. Yeah, it's significant.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time. Yeah, it's not cheap. It takes a lot of time. But if you see your father or your mother or your brother or your sister declining, and the only things that you're able to say is, "Sean, we're waiting for the day."
Yeah.
I heard from a big Rebbe that said that the day I was diagnosed is not my yutzat.
Right.
The day I'll pass away will be my yutzat.
Right.
Until then,
I want to live.
I'm going to live. And the opportunity that we give people in hyperbaric oxygen is to live quality of life as Hashem gives you life. And we're seeing it day in and day out, from little babies to 80, 90-year-old people.
And what you're saying is take advantage of the opportunity that the Rebbeinu Shalom put down here for you. We're living in a time that there's a facility. You owe this to yourself.
Yeah.
It's your life.
It's your life. And if you want, and if you have the ability to improve yourself, do it for yourself, for your children, for the mashpucha.
For everyone. So who is not a candidate? Who for sure is not a candidate for this stuff?
Somebody that has lung issues, collapsed lungs, that cannot get into an airplane. The doctor told him, don't fly. Can't get into my chamber. Somebody that has extremely high blood pressure, where when they get into the chamber, the pressure is going to become even more, and they're at risk for an aneurysm. Can't get into my chamber. Somebody that takes 3 types of chemo that live on oxygen, and when we're going to increase the oxygen, it's going to make them worse. Can't go into the chamber.
Well, so you really have to be aware and know before you make a decision, and that's why this thing has to be in professional hands.
Yeah.
Because you're playing with your life.
Yeah.
Now, what signs do our body give us? Messages that we ignore all the time.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
A person goes to sleep late, and he gets up in the morning, and he thinks, I didn't go to sleep. He can improve his life, but he doesn't even know. He's just so used to it. This is it. It hurts. I get up. I'm tired all day. I'm fatigued. I'm like, you're not getting the messages. You don't know what feeling good means, right? I'm talking about myself also. I have no idea.
Right.
I just know that this is it. Sometimes I'm tired.
So I'll give you the easiest example that most people ignore.
Yeah.
Most people ignore this. Friday night, you had your wine.
Yeah.
You're up to your 4th slice of challah with dip and fish. You pack it on your soup.
It's a 5-course meal, no?
What for? You're ignoring your body. Your body is telling you there's no more place.
Yeah.
There's no more room.
Right.
Don't take another brekel of challah.
Right.
Don't push in another cup of Coke.
Yeah.
There's no need.
Yeah.
There's no need. It's your body telling you a message that you know what the message is.
But we ignore it.
We ignore it. Every Shabbos.
The brain tells you one thing, and your body tells you another thing.
Every Shabbos, everybody does. Most people do it. Yeah. Easy thing. What should you eat? You know that this amount of food is enough.
Is enough for a meal at least, right?
Yeah.
And 3 meals a day.
3 meals, 5 meals a day, machlokes apaskim, whatever.
But we ignore our bodies.
We ignore our bodies. There's tremors that we get.
Sometimes.
It's a sign for something.
Yeah.
You get a stech in your stomach.
Yeah.
Pressure in your head.
We ignore it. So what you're saying is that if a person is a little bit aware of what's going on, and these tremors, like you said, these little things, you get older, a certain age, 40, 50, you start feeling your body parts, don't ignore it.
Don't ignore it.
So they should go to you, or should they go to a doctor? Because they go to physicals. People go take physicals every year.
So here's what this is how I try to live my life. And this is how I do things. I'm a little crazy and extreme to myself. I'm not saying that everybody should start
living like that.
Living like this. But I'm vegan.
Oh.
Okay?
You don't eat meat at all?
No. Pesach I eat meat because there's no beans that we could have.
Right.
But in Shabbos I have a kazayas of fish.
Right.
Well, no. Also a little piece of eggs.
Right.
For Shabbos.
Right.
But that's it.
But more or less you stay away from it.
Yeah. I'm never over full. I'm good.
Right.
My point is, this is where I want to get.
Bread, right?
Shabbos I eat bread, but most bread has eggs, so I don't.
Right.
But I could.
All right. So what's your diet during the week?
Fruits and vegetables, beans.
That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Yeah, whatever. Mix it up.
Oh.
Vegetable kiggle, vegetable soups, smoothies. Whatever.
And you feel a major difference in your mood or in your body?
Everything.
From before and after?
Yeah. But let's talk about the point that I wanted. You asked me, what could a person do when they start feeling aches and pains?
Yeah,
and stuff,
not to ignore the messages.
Okay, it's very simple. Let's talk about food for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see information out there that fish is good for you,
Yeah.
or nuts is good for you,
Even meat.
or a lot of water, or meat, or this, or that. Don't go extreme. Go in moderation, and don't expect that if you start eating fish, all of a sudden your brain is going to become, no.
Yeah.
Fish is good. Watch what kind of fish you eat. Don't just, stuff yourself with junk. You want to eat nuts. Eat 10, 15 nuts. Don't start becoming a nut factory and just eat in moderation. Do things in moderation. Drinking water is very important. Easiest way to do it is 1 ounce per pound. Yeah, that's the word. I think that's the number.
Yeah.
1 ounce per pound. Don't just chug water. Sip water.
Yeah.
Just give your body the ability and the tools to be able to do the normal things. Be normal. You don't have to go crazy now. You don't have to go cut out food coloring because Anchi Berko said cut out food coloring. Yeah, it's good. It for sure is going to be better not to eat the red and yellow jellies, but just be normal. Just be normal. Walk a little bit. Do your thing. You don't have to start doing cold plunges every day. You could do a cold plunge. Yeah, sure. It's good. It's nice. It does a lot of good things. Yeah. You could do hyperbaric oxygen. Yeah. It's good. It's very good for you. But you don't have to become a fanatic for it. Yeah. If you need it, if you have a specific thing that you want to accomplish, sure, come, do it. I'd be more than happy to give you treatment. I would even tell you so this is one of the things that I do when it comes to hyperbarics. Let's say a person does 40 sessions. I mean, let's go extreme, yeah?
That's 40, a lot. 40 is a lot.
40 is a block. That's how we call it. 40 sessions is a block. For many conditions, it's 40 to 60 sessions. Certain conditions, 10, 15, 20. But in general, the accepted number in the medical field is 40 sessions. FDA approves you for 20 sessions, reevaluate in 20 sessions more. So that's how they do it. So 40 sessions, that's how you do 40 sessions. So I tell you like this, if you're going to spend an X amount of money and an X amount of time to do hyperbaric oxygen, watch what you eat for the next 2 months.
Right.
You wanna go back to junk food afterwards? Fine. But do episodical decent diet for decent diet for the next 2 months. Right. And not only that, do a little exercise. 50 minutes a day, 20, do something. 50, don't.
What you're saying is that if you're doing something good for yourself, you might as well take it a shtickle to the next level.
Yeah.
I mean, not just go back
benefit. Get all the benefits out of it. Yeah, you're doing it.
Let me ask you a question. If a person is on medication,
yes,
and decides they want to do HBOT only, which is the hyperbaric, I want to get off the medication. Some people are so angry. They're so angry at the medication. Does that work?
Yes.
So if a person, let's
say, in conjunction with a doctor, don't do it
not
yourself.
Without a doctor. But you're saying if a person is on medication and his gut is telling him that he would rather want to do it like the other way. So while he's on the medication still, with the doctor, he can go and start getting some kind of treatment and see maybe he can wear off the medication.
Yes.
Mamish.
I've seen it.
Wow.
I've seen it.
Because medication is never a good idea. I mean, it's
like
always
it's not like a tchille.
It's not. It saves lives. I mean, the tremendous technology was what medication does
medicine
today
is
beyond. Medicine is medicine, and you got to give it to them.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is that the doctors are pushing a lot of medication today. You know, every time an elderly person comes into a doctor, says, "Here, you have another one. Here's another one."
I'll give you the easiest example. Person has diabetic ulcer. Person has something going on with their feet or their toes, which happens every day. And you go to the doctor, and the doctor says, "We have to cut off the toe. We have to ask the doctor, do I have 2, 3, 5 days to go do hyperbaric oxygen?"
Wow.
Ask. Wow. If the doctor gives you the 5 days, Do it. Chances are you won't have to cut it off.
Now, what about the severe sicknesses like, not MS, but I'm talking about even MS?
Even MS.
And
ALS.
not ALS, but there's the MS and there's the Parkinson's. Yeah, if a person is at the beginning stages of Parkinson's, is all these stuff, the HBOT will help for that too?
So, with Parkinson's is a syndrome.
Yeah.
Okay? With Parkinson's, I haven't seen any studies that say that if you do hyperbaric, Parkinson's will go away.
Right.
But I did see studies and I did see patients when I was training that did hyperbarics with Parkinson's. It slowed down their tremors. It brought back their one of the things that you have with Parkinson's is something that's called a steel face. Like they lose brought back their emotions. And they had to continue doing hyperbarics as maintenance, like once a week or once in 2 weeks for life.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not something that helped. And we're, like most of the conditions, you do a block of 40 or 60 treatments, and then the oxygen and the stem cells continue doing the work up to 2 years in the body for a sick person. With Parkinson's, I didn't see that.
Wow.
They needed maintenance for a while. Stroke patients, no. They did. They overcame whatever they had to overcome, and they were good. Some people do it every 2 years. Like they want to improve, they want to increase, they want to get better.
And how young what was your youngest patient?
3 months.
3 months? For what kind of...
They didn't have oxygen at birth, and it caused issues, yeah.
And they came for, let's say, for a block or for a full block?
Yeah.
3 months.
Amazing results.
Psh.
Amazing results.
That's crazy.
Not always can we change a person from A to Z.
Yeah, but at least you bring him up to a certain level to make his life a little bit easier.
Yeah, yeah.
And what is, there's all kinds of people. And some people are like shut down, their minds, their feelings, their emotions. And sometimes the body also. He's such in a dark place that his mind and body is frozen. Is this a place where a person should at least, give yourself a chance? Maybe go there. Maybe it's going to just open something up over there. If a person is in a bad place.
So the answer to that is, when a person is in such a dark place, the people around them don't chap sometimes. Meaning, when somebody has a broken hip, broken femur, and they're in a cast and they can't get out of bed, everybody understands them.
Everybody sees it.
Everybody sees it.
It's exposed.
It's exposed. What do you want? You want him to go to Shield?
Yeah.
Can't.
Right.
Can't. You can lift him up and take him, but you can't walk to Shield.
Right.
There's no way.
Right.
When a person is in such a dark place where everything is shut off, they have a broken femur. They ain't going to Shield.
Yeah.
They ain't getting out of bed.
Yeah.
We got to get that into our heads first. Okay? You can tell them as much as you want, talking to this ear and going to that ear. It's broken.
Right.
It's broken. They're really depressed, really in a dark place. Telling them to go to hyperbaric oxygen,
it's nothing.
They're not getting out of bed. They're not getting dressed. They're not going. If you want to pick them up and bring them,
forge them, it's a different story. But from their own, they wouldn't go.
Generally, they won't.
Let me ask you a funny question. In your experience, seeing people come in and out and the research that you make, did you see people reconnecting spiritually? Yeah. Like coming in there, like they find Hashem and they become more relaxed, and because everyone has a chaylik alakayim mal, and it's so, they're not connected. But coming in there and giving them whatever it does to the brain and whatever it does to the body, all of a sudden it became a yid again.
I've seen Shabbos film wanting to get married.
Mamash.
I've seen stuff,
Yeah,
yes.
because there are Bukhrim who suffer, with, young Bukhrim, teenagers with shadichem and then they're depressed. And do you
Things
see
get shut
interesting
off,
stuff?
and memories and feelings that they used to have
Yeah.
start coming back. I mean, my daughter, my 18-year-old, did some treatments, and she was babbling Shabbos stories about kindergarten. Like, where is this coming from?
Right.
But yeah,
So you've seen people transformation.
I had a boy that a goodish,
Yeah.
25, 26-year-old, not going out,
Yeah, it was down.
I'm living my life,
Right.
I have my boyfriends that I go hiking with or whatever, and then he's dating.
All of a sudden, he's a new man.
He's
A
dating.
new person.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. I know where it's coming from.
Wow.
I know how it started. I'm good. Say it's all the other things around. I'm good.
Now, for a person who wants to go, who's thinking maybe I should give it a shot, do they have a chance to react during a session? Like you were saying before that someone broke down crying. Does a person have to be afraid of he's going to react an interesting way?
Most people don't.
No.
Most people come in, do their treatment, come out, shake it off when they go out, go home. The next day is like, wow. Some people feel like pressure goes out.
Right.
Some people feel like the
So
next
when
day.
is the second one? Like every week, 2 times a week? How does that work?
Depends for what condition.
Uh-huh.
It depends. Let's say a person has a knee replacement.
Uh-huh.
Okay, they come 2-3 days before surgery, so they do 2-3 sessions before the surgery. They go, they have their surgery, come home from the hospital, do 5, 6, 7 sessions, they walk again. Like for example, knee replacement surgery. I had a person that said he did 6 months ago, didn't know anything about hyperbarics, just did suffer through it. He heard about hyperbarics, called me, did it, can't compare. He's like, it's like, can't compare.
So in your line of work, when you say the Fa'ini, when you daven, you see something different than everybody else sees.
Yeah.
It must be that the stories that you see over there is like, I mean, Roif HaChoylei Amo Yisrael is like, has a different meaning.
Different meaning. It means open up passages.
Ach, das ist normal. Now, what we have to know is also that us as Yidden, we have a minna, we have betuchen, and we talk to the Rabban Shalom and stuff like that. So, when you have a minna, if you find that a person who is like a positive person who is looking not in the past, is looking for the future, you see that person improves a little bit more because of this. He believes that the Rabban Shalom is going to help him, and he's coming in already. That's why I relate very much to what this Afrati said.
Yeah.
That don't even come to me if you're not there.
Yeah.
Don't even come to me. But you see this in our community, the people who are like, megleibt,
I had a Rebbe.
Yeah.
It came to me,
Yeah.
the treatments.
The Rebbes can use this too. There's a lot of pressure these Rebbes have. And the Rebbe can come quiet. You'll give him a private key, like nobody will
Nice,
see.
when nobody is there. They come.
The
doesn't have to
Rebbes,
come.
this is good for the Rebbes.
Very good for Rebbe. They
Yeah.
sit all day. They
They hear so much stuff from other people, and the pressure is tremendous.
So this Rebbe, for a year or 2 or 3, he mamish couldn't stand and daven or whatever. So he was doing it every day, and then he was telling me on a Thursday that Sunday I can't come. I'm out. Monday I'll be back with Hashem.
Yeah.
He did his Monday treatment. He comes out of the treatment. He tells me, "Remember, you told me that things will start becoming better by 15, 20 sessions. I had extreme pain in my feet, but I can't dance. I wasn't able to dance before. I was like, I can't dance." So to me, it was like, in an area where came towards Hashem for a special person.
Yeah. Wow, that is a good feeling.
It's a very good feeling
Yeah,
to see,
yeah.
Look, I've seen Dayunim, Magitshirim. I had a roof that had cancer treatment, right? And he still had his port and everything, but he came post-cancer. He couldn't get rid of his pneumonia and stuff. And it was did treatments by me. By the third week of treatments, he was back to giving his old Shirim full force. Tzirik in the Kailam. There's a dying that huge cheshmish dying. He came in the beginning, chemish. That's it.
Yeah.
And as time progressed, he was like learning chassidus fudim, learning stuff. He's like back to himself.
Wow. So after all you've seen, what is this teaching you? If you see this, what did you take out from the human body, from the human brain, and from the human struggle? What did it teach you?
It taught me that if you don't give up and you're here to push another day and achieve, your body will give you the tools that you need to be able to survive and to achieve and to grow and to do whatever you need to do. Hashem put everything in there prepared in advance. All you need is a little tug and a little push of this, and you'll be able to do what you need to do. So the rest comes down to your mood and to your willingness and whatever you're ready to do.
You see, if the rootson is there, if you have a desire to be healthy,
the kailim are there.
Wow.
All the kailim are there. All you have to do is wake it up and use it.
Wow.
Every person has the kailim to deliver their tafkid in the world.
Gewaldig. After this conversation, what stands out to me is that oxygen is something that we take for granted.
Yep.
We do. We take it for granted. What else we learned is that the brain is not broken.
No.
The brain is not broken, and sometimes it's under-supported. And if we have the right, maybe you're a shliach min hashamayim. If a person hears this and he's not in a place where he wants to be, it is a beautiful service. And the tremendous awareness that you brought today, because not a lot of people know about this. This is something that, very medical, very,
It is. And the hard part is that even doctors in medical school, they're basically taught there's only 12 conditions that this is made for. Wounds in the feet, wounds in the back, carbon monoxide poisoning, bends, severe burns. There's no need to suffer when a person gets a burn. There's no need to suffer. Get into a chamber. It's not so expensive. Do 2-3 sessions.
Wow. Now, you have one location only, which is in Rockland County in New York. And you were planning to open up other locations? Where in the city and for different places? In the city and
Lakewood, Hashem, with time.
There's
and
plans.
Until then, I encourage anybody that has questions about hyperbarics, call me.
Wow.
Don't be shy.
Yeah.
You're planning to do it in Philly. You're planning to do it by Hava. Call me. I'll answer your questions. There's hundreds and hundreds of questions that people have before. They want information. They want this. They want that. I don't have all the answers to everything.
Right.
But I think I have a lot more answers than most people in the Hampshire community that know about hyperbarics. So I'm happy to answer.
Wow.
I was on the way here. A lady from the 5 towns called me about a kid with epilepsy. I've been more than happy to.
That is also something that you would treat?
I would treat epilepsy. I wouldn't promise much, but there's a good chance. I would say try 10 treatments and see if there's any improvement. If there is, continue. Yeah. If there isn't.
Now, epilepsy is treated with medication, right?
Yeah, some kids, some people are resistant.
Resistant to the medication.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, and what is the name of the company?
Avvira.
Avvira, that's what it's called.
Yeah. It's not Avvira.
Look it up. No, Avvira. How do you spell it?
Avvira.
IRA. So you have a website, avvira.com.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to thank you for coming.
Sure.
And I want to thank you for the great work that you're doing.
My pleasure.
And you're making people's lives easier.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
And thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
Thank you.